first of all, I need to keep my emotions in check on this one because it makes me so mad. Let's get to our segment, Unbelievable. All right, so next week on Tuesday is the primary election. I think the most significant races happening are in the city of Seattle because you have 7 of 9 council seats that are on the ballot. It is critically important to move away from the pattern of electing activists to that position. You need people who are going to look out for the best interest of the most amount of citizens, and public safety has to be a priority. You know, one of the challenges, I think, for voters, though, is can they believe a candidate when the candidate claims to care about public safety? Because we know that we have some current council members who just flip like a little fish on the issue of public safety. Whatever they think people want to hear in the moment, they're going to say it if they can keep their job. We talked on the show last week about Dan Strauss, who's the councilman for the Ballard area. And he sent out this mailer saying, defund the police was a mistake. I voted time and time again to fund the police. Okay. And the, of course, ridiculous thing about that is that he campaigned in 2019 on a promise to hire more police officers, turned around 6 months later, and was one of the council members who pledged to defund SPD by 50%. And that led to an exodus of officers who didn't want to work for a city council that said they were going to defund their positions. And now all of a sudden, 2 years later, he's like, hey, defund the police was such a mistake. I voted time and time again to fund the police. So completely disingenuous, a lie, gaslighting. He should be ashamed of themselves. And I guess I shouldn't be surprised that Andrew Lewis took a page out of Dan Strauss's book, and Andrew Lewis decided, perhaps the worst offender, by the way, Andrew Lewis decided he too was going to send out a campaign mailer completely lying about his track record, and I would argue his is even worse. The front of his flyer says, Andrew Lewis leads on public safety. Leads what? Leads us right into the gutter, leads us into the unbelievable hellscape that is downtown Seattle. I mean, this truly is, I guess I admire his cojones to lie that blatantly, to gaslight to this extreme that Andrew Lewis has in any way, shape, or form led the way on public safety. I guess it would be funny if it wasn't so sad and unbelievable. Now, let me remind you again that there's receipts on all of this. This isn't just, right-wing Brandi who doesn't like Andrew Lewis. There are receipts. In 2019, I moderated a public safety forum of city council candidates where Lisa Herbold, Dan Strauss, Andrew Lewis, all 3 of them who pledged to defund SPD 6 months after this clip, where all 3 of them said, I love the police. We need more police officers.
We need to hire more police officers in the city. I see on a daily basis that there's parts of our city where we don't have the staffing numbers to have effective community policing strategies and deter the kinds of crimes of opportunity that are prolific.
Yeah, and that was the clip of Andrew Lewis, but all of them said it during that. And then, of course, Andrew Lewis more recently, he cast the deciding no vote to reject an effort to give the city attorney the power to prosecute drug crimes. Andrew Lewis, the councilman for downtown, where the drug crisis is the worst, where it's the most apparent, where it's having the most negative impact of any area of the city. He tells his supporters, he lets everyone believe that he's going to vote for this thing. And then at the last minute, coward that he is, when activists show up to city council and yell at him a little bit, he changes his mind. Again, here's the receipt.
I came out here on the dais today fully prepared to vote for this measure because I do think it is generally proper that we reconcile our SMC to the state law. But with the ending of community court without any additional process, I just can't do it today. I just can't.
Yeah, he could, he didn't. And then after that, you had people fleeing from him like the plague, potential donors, community leaders, saying, look, you're not the guy for downtown. The fact that Andrew Lewis has the audacity to send out mailers to the people he's supposed to serve, saying he has led on public safety, that in and of itself is reason not to vote for the guy. But if you don't find that insanely offensive, I just don't think that I can help you understand what is so wrong about doing what he has done and then sending out an unbelievable campaign mailer like that one.